Hi Hal here with more Space Engineers, and today, well, we're going to be doing a couple of things. One of them is going to be building a new mining craft. The second is programming it to do mining for us. And third is hopefully not dying when it comes back and explodes in our face. First, we have to get started. So let's go. So, happy Friday, everybody. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day and a terrific week thus far. Okay, so we've got a lot to get done today. One of the first things we want to do is we want to have a little mining craft. We're going to set this thing up with a connector. Okay, so let me start from the beginning. We're going to need a mining vehicle that has certain things true. We need a programmable block on it. It's got to have drills, obviously, otherwise it can't mine. We're going to put a remote control on it, a sensor, and then we just need a connector either on the top, any of the sides, or the bottom of the vehicle. Ideally piped into whatever the system is that we have in place so that we can offload the ore. So, you know, if you don't have the a connector piped in, you're going to run into problems. Alright, so jokes aside, we're going to do this as a small grid simply because of the fact that it's not like I don't have the resources for it. It's just faster. And so let's go ahead and set some things up. I've gone ahead and placed the landing gear so that we could do a small grid ship. We're going to go with just regular armor blocks for right now. We're going to need a cargo container. We are definitely going to need thrusters. We'll do the Sci-Fi thrusters, it's fine. Batteries. And... oh, I still have that mod in here. Okay, I need to take that out. I thought I took that out before. Oh, interesting. Alright, so anyway. Now, I am actually not going to put a... well, do I want to put a cockpit on it? Maybe we'll put a cockpit on it as well. We'll see. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is get some steel plates. Thought I had some. Oh, because I placed stuff. Let me see. Trying to remember where's a good place to go grab some stuff out of our grid. And this is probably going to be one of the best places. Let's drop all this stuff off because we're going to actually pick some of this back up again. We're going to grab a couple hundred of those, maybe 100 of those. Still got 200 of those. Oh, I think that accounts for everything that we will possibly use. All right. Okay, now I am actually going to also include an ore detector on the ship, not because it's needed for what we're going to be doing, but because of the fact that I want to have a ore detector on the ship. It's a mining vehicle. I tend to not build them without an ore detector on them. Something about, you know, actually being able to take them out to find ore. Okay. Alright, so we are going to change this up to the Sci-Fi skin. We're going to grab... let's go with the safety yellow. Right. Okay. Alright, and that should be high enough. Okay, so if we do... let's do the cargo container first. Right, the drills will use the small connector ports. So if we do that, let Bob weld this up really quick because I'm want to make sure small connection, large connection in the back, large connection top and bottom. Okay, that's good. That's, I think, what we want. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to put a connector on the bottom of this thing once the ship is done. But for now, we want this thing. Now see, here's the benefit of when you're designing around the idea of not needing a cockpit on it, is you can make your design much more compact. And since there is a connection port on the back, we can do that. And this should now produce a hole big enough for the ship to get through. And we just have to keep everything inside of this radius. Well, I should say that depth, or width in this case, depending on which angle you're looking at. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of want to drop 1, 2, 3. We're going to do the same here. No, I don't want that direction. Damn, auto rotate keeps getting turned on. Here. So we'll do that. And I may remove this and mount some things above and below, but we will see. Yeah, it should be fun. Now, the idea isn't for this thing to just have a ridiculous amount of cargo space on it, so we're not too worried about it. But what I want to do is do like that. And this is the reason why we went with the way we did for the thrusters. And one more set on this side. Alright. And then over here we are going to do, so we can get rid of this, we can get rid of this. Like I said, this is going to be a very quick and dirty build. It is not meant to be anything overly complex. Oh. There we go. We're going to do ore detector. Let's get you out of there. We want the space only, because this thing is never going to fly anywhere near an atmosphere if we can help it. Alright. And now we want this thing to have a decent amount of flight time. So you're going to go there. There we go. So let's get this out. I'm going to put an antenna on it because, well, my personal experiences is, you know, we're probably going to lose stuff. Alright, so if we then, we've got one block there, so that would mean we can do 1, 2, actually. And we need to grab some power, which we're gonna run up here and hide in here really quick. Mainly because we can. There we go. Alright. So that's basically what we need as far as the ship is concerned. Right? We still need to add the programmable block in, obviously. The remote control, actually I need to add most of it. I still need the programmable block, the remote control sensor, and a connector. One of the other things that I want to do is I want to set up a arm for this thing to dock into specifically. That will be just for the drone. At least this is the idea. So we'll see how this works, which means we're going to have to also add in our little docking array. Okay, so we were talking about having something there, something there, and this is only annoying because of the fact that I don't want to have to do this. Really, that's the only reason this is even slightly annoying. Okay. So yes, we are getting slightly distracted from what we're working on, but that's okay. There you go. All right. Okay, so we're 1, 2, 3. Okay. And conveyor junction. To conveyor junction. And you will go here. To there. And now we are going to run this beast to here. Yes? No. Need to go one more. Then we go this way. Here to here. There. 2, 3. Rotate up. And no. Okay, it is a war boss. Alright, so that gives us some areas to pipe those into. And now we're going to have this little beastie come off over here and go... Yeah, one more. All right. Okay. And now we are going to break out our connector because, hey, we need one. There you go. Once Bob welds this up, go into control panel. Before I forget, we're going to set that to 0. We're going to rename this drone offload connector. There we go. And do we do any like build around this? I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to build just something around this really quick. So we're going to go... It should be fine. We're just going to do this really fast here. And I think we'll... Whoop. Let's do that. Since it's connected on that side, we don't have to worry about it too much on this side until we get that done. And... Alright. Okay, and that's going to be where our drone is going to connect in for the first time. Now, we said we needed a remote. We still need our sensor. And I took the connector off that I need. Alright. So now we're just going to do a quick sanity check on this. We have reverse thrust, we have primary propulsion, we have ascent, descent, right and left laterals, or port and starboard laterals if you prefer. We are going... I'm seriously considering adding a few more thrusters. Just because, you know, I'm a fan of thrusters. There. And now we have ridiculous amounts of stuff. Now, if I remember correctly, I'm going to have to check this. I think there is actually a limit, like a maximum number of thrusters you can put on the ship. We can check that as well. So what I'm going to do first... Basically, I just didn't want to have a situation where I don't have enough of them. Let's see here. So we're going to flip you that way. Alright, and we are going to paste our code in. Run the check code, everything looks good, okay. Now I'm going to turn this block off because it's looking for remote control blocks. And so what we need to do is I don't want it updating because that the script that runs is basically a one-stop shop kind of script. And I don't want that working quite yet. So what we're going to do is, I think we will...
Meteor storm inbound.
Where can we tuck in... Okay, so... That gives us... everything but the sensor. Now, I think the sensor does need to be forward facing. So we are going to place that. Oh, sensor is light down. Okay. For the right side up. Okay. So in theory, this thing now has everything that it needs, right? One of the other reasons why I wanted to put the programmable block on it is so that I can bring it over, basically fly it over here manually, and dock it up, right? So, okay, so what we're gonna do is we've got all this stuff built. We need to, it's been a while since I've run this, so I'm trying to remember here. I think what it is we're gonna go ahead and, oh, we don't have to worry about gravity, so that's not a problem. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that for a second. We do need the connector. Let Bob weld this up. Like I said before, one of the first things we're going to do is we are going to turn off the strength. And then for those who don't know, when you first add connectors, they have a minor, air quotes around minor, amount of basically a magnetic attraction. So what'll happen is that if you have two connectors, you don't turn that off on, it doubles the force, because you get half the force from what you're connecting to and half the force from what's connecting to it. What this means is that if you have enough mass behind it, even though it's not necessarily a strong field, the mass itself may be enough to destroy whatever you break or whatever you're connecting. So it would not be the first time that I have accidentally broken this ship. Alright, so now we're going to turn this back on. We are going to tell it to recompile. Uh, 15 max, okay. So it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't like the number of thrusters. So we want four reverse, 4 pushing. So let's tell it to go ahead and get rid of these. Now I'm going to get rid of all but one of these guys. Well, all but 2 of those right this second. Because we're going to have to recompile it after we do this anyway. So we are going to go that. Make sure we're not overlapping anything that we're going to run the risk of destroying vital stuff. Like I said, we want 4 of these guys. So now that we have those 2 on the top, we get rid of all of these. And yes, I know I can more quickly switch between colors than what I am doing, but I don't want to have to mess with it too much. Okay, so that's going to be, if we do 4, 8, and then we do 2 up, 2 down. That'll give us 12. See, I like having lots of thrusters. So if we do 4 pushing, 4 braking, all right. It's not like it's got a huge amount of mass on it anyway. So if we go something like that, and then we tell it to get rid of, hey, you guys. And we're going to do that over here as well. So 4, 8.
Energy critical.
Trying to figure out where else can we cut these things from. All right, so that's 2, 4. That makes 8, 10, 12, 16. That is a really odd number. All right. I mean, I guess I could take... See? I have to think about which way I want to do this. You know what? Let's do it this way. Let's take you out, take you out. See if we can do this before we run out of power. I don't. There you go. So I have a block there. Block there. And yes, this is entirely overkill. All right. Ah, quick, get power. Gotta go get power. Oh. Oh, all right. Okay, so that I think gets us everything that we need. Well, I know it gets us everything we need. We now have drills, we have our programmable block, we have our remote control, our sensor, and our connector. All right. So now we just need to have it do its quick sanity check, make sure everything works the way we want it to work. So now we are going to go here. Alright, so recompile. Alright. So now it's telling us, as you can see here, it's saying, please dock to a static connector to use as a drop-off point. So the one disadvantage to this mod is that you can't use it on a mobile grid. So it has to be a station. We are going to do info. This is going to be the miner. I shouldn't do that. Let's call it the mini miner. I was going to make a joke about it, but too much stuff in the news in the world today, right? So now we are going to grab our mini miner. We are going to grab our remote. And we want the connector. We want you to be a switch lock. And what it's going to do is, once you've got it to the point where it's actually locked in, it'll remember the GPS, the XYZ GPS for this place. And every time it needs to come back to get rid of stuff, it will. All right, so now we need to paste the valid GPS in the custom data. So what this is going to require us to do is to go out to one of the spots. We've got, I don't really want to set it loose on this asteroid because the way it works is it tunnels through things. So I'd really rather it not do that on our base. So what you want to do is the asteroid that you want it to mine out, you want to have a GPS position 30 meters, as close to exactly 30 meters from the asteroid as you can get it. I don't know. Let's see. What do we got for... Go back and get that gold. Where are you at? Yeah, got a ship coming in. All right. Okay, so I am going to do a quick cut because I am going to go over there. I'm going to take one of the ships we have, run it over there, get a new GPS marker so that I can get everything positioned, and then we'll bring you back when we have that to do the paste and to trigger it, and then we'll basically just do a small chase ship with it so that we can see how the whole thing works, right? So let me do that quick cut and we will be right back. And we are back. Okay, so took a little longer than I was expecting, but that's okay. Oh, all right. So we are actually going to do a couple of things here. First off, I'm going to turn that off. I want to make sure all you guys are actually off. Yeah, okay. And that's fine. Okay. So now what we've done is we've gone over. I couldn't, because I was in the small miner, I couldn't find the gold, and I remembered we're just doing this for a demo. So you don't have to see the whole thing. You just need to see it actually in work. So I found some ice. We're going to have it go over mine some ice for us. So there's actually a little bit of behavior that you can do. If you just wanted to go basically completely mine out an asteroid, the GPS has to be roughly 30 meters away from the asteroid, mainly because of the fact that you want it to not have the ship basically scrape the asteroid. But what it'll do is it'll go over to detect it, and it'll start mining it. So what you want to do is you go into first off, we're going to go into our GPS, and I want to copy this to our clipboard. And we are going to jump into the custom data field. Now this will actually tell you, what you need. All right, so you do this, paste your GPS near the asteroid. All right. Between the symbols, okay. So we've got all of this. So it's looking for live mining price near the ore you want to collect for fastest mining. So basically, if you have the GPS position directly over one of the ore nodes, it will start with that particular ore node and work from there. I've got it set up so that it's basically closest to the ice, so we'll see how well this actually works. We don't have any of the monitoring stuff going on. Oh, because I have the batteries. There it goes. And off it goes into the wild space yonder. So it looks like it's basically trying to figure out how to get there. So it's heading for that guy. And what we're going to do is we're going to go jump in our salvage and recovery ship. because, well, why wouldn't we? Thing is awesome. I have to say this is probably my new favorite ship, quite honestly. Of all the things I've built, this thing is just fun. Alright. Okay, so we need to have that turned on. And we want that to be undocked. And I need to remember that our shields are up. And we're going to head up and away. Because I want to see... I'm really curious to see how well this thing works. Like I said, I've used this mod in the past. And it's kind of odd. Commercial salvager. Ah, look at this. The game is just teasing me at this point. I have used versions of this mod in the past, but it's not actually it's not a mod. It is a blueprint that has a script. Why they did it like that, I don't know. I think it was because they wanted to be able to have everything set up and run a particular way. So what you have to do is, if you subscribe to it, and it will be in the description of this video. It's RDAV's automatic miner, or AI automatic miner Mark II. So I'll put the link for it down in the description, and once I show you basically what this thing is doing, well, what it's hopefully doing, we'll talk about, we'll head back to base and I'll show you how you can get this thing into your save without having to be in creative mode, because it is a blueprint, so you can load it. What I'm curious about is, did we go past our little mining vehicle? Where's our little mining vehicle over here? Oh, see, that's just teasing me. Look at that. Commercial salvager. Okay, I want to see if this thing's working. The waypoint may not have been close enough. Yeah, looks like the waypoint wasn't close enough. Maybe. Make sure we don't have anything hostile in the immediate area. Alright. See what it says here. Alright. So let's turn that off for right this second. Yeah, see, that's a little far. So you're at 90 meters, right? So we want this to be 56 meters. When we're at 56 meters, that's where we're gonna... Sure, right here's good. New from current. Let's try this one. I want to copy to clipboard. And we are going to do a little brain surgery on this thing really quick. Oh, hello. Yeah, that's what it was. It was too far out. So yeah, it has to be, you really do have to be within that 30-meter range. Good to know. So like I said, I'm kind of curious to see this thing in operation. And it may run into problems because that connector may not be up far enough. Yep. We're gonna make it a little easier. So we need to basically redesign the craft a little bit. Okay. But that's basically what it does. And then if for some reason you need to tell it to come back to base, you come in and you tell it to run with Finn. And it should return. Oh, it has to be all capitals. Okay, that's what I was wondering. There it is. Yep, all capitals. So if you do need to tell it to terminate for some reason, there you go. And what it'll do is that basically tells it to stop whatever it's doing and go back to the base and wait for further orders. So this thing should turn itself around now and start heading back to base. And we are going to follow it back in, but I'm not gonna make you suffer through that. What we're gonna do is we'll do a cut. There it goes. We'll follow it in a little bit, but we'll do a quick cut. We'll get back to base, hopefully in time to see this thing dock. In fact, I may just go ahead. Oh, see, it's going at 100 meters a second. Nice. Okay, I'm not going to be able to catch up to it. All right, so yeah, we'll do a quick cut. We'll get back to base, and hopefully we'll be there. Oh, nice. Fast enough so you can actually see it doing the docking operation. All right, so we'll be right back. All right, and we are back, and the little drone should be coming in. There it is. Look at that little bad boy. Look at him. Coming home to roost. Now, if everything is set up correctly, what this guy is going to do is he's going to come in, he's going to land, and I think he's actually going to reposition. See, the older version of this used to have, you had to have cameras, and you'd have a LCD that had an arrow indicator and all this other stuff. So this version, let's see if it works. Look at you. Oh. Spins around. Look at that. So what it would normally do is, if we hadn't given it the finish command, is it would wait for your recycling system to pull everything out of the cargo. Once the cargo is empty, it'll detach and go back to mining. Now, we did run into a problem with the design because, you know, me being me, I forgot that this little thing needs some more drills. That's what I'm trying to think. So what we'll do is I'm going to add another set of drills on the down here on the connector. Actually, and I'll have to add. Is it just going to be a single conveyor? I want a small conveyor. I'm going to put there and there. I think that should mount in. And there. And what I may do is I may remove that sensor and put the sensor up here, like on top of the ore detector. And that way I can get another drill head in here, and then that whole thing will allow me to basically have this be in a situation where it'll be able to clear a hole big enough for the ship to go through and not have elements basically dragging on the asteroid. Of course, that also now makes me want to have something up here as well, just to go, completely ridiculous with it, but should be okay. All right. Anyway, so let's talk about how do you get this thing from the blueprint into the game so you can actually use it. So what I did is I went to a projector, and you can do this on any projector. I just happen to use the one here on the new little ship, which, by the way, we have updated in case you didn't notice. Turn the light on here. And then what I did is I basically aligned it so that only the programmable block showed up. Now, by default, this thing actually has a LCD screen, a battery, and the programmable block. And it has something else in there too. I think it may have 2 batteries or something. I don't remember. But what it does is when you use the projector block to bring it into the game, you take it off that blueprint. The code in the custom data stuff here will actually have, in the edit area in your code editor, will have the code for this mod, and you just do basically just like you do in anything else with Windows. Control A to select everything, Control C to copy it. You go over to the programmable block you want it in, and you paste it in, and then you can either delete or grind this down or whatever. And the reason I used this ship is because of the fact that I knew I had a section where I could basically have everything but the programmable block be in an invalid position. So I didn't have to worry too much about it. Basically welding in a bunch of stuff that I didn't want. However, that being said, if you just want to do it nice and easy, set up a projector just like you would for anything else that you want to weld up. Select the blueprint, and either you or Bob, if you're using it, or the other nanobot, whatever assistance programs you are running, will take care of the rest of the work for you. Alright, so that is the system in a nutshell. Like I said, it's really simple and works much better and much easier than having to go through and set up waypoints that you're doing a bunch of stuff with. This one, you go in, you get yourself roughly 30 meters from the surface of the asteroid, copy that GPS, paste it into that one area that you saw, and tell it to go do its thing, and it does everything for you. So what we're going to probably do is I'm probably going to set up a small fleet of these things. Now that we have a design that sort of works, I'll probably rebuild the ship from the ground up and make it something that's a little bit more efficient for what we've got going on here, which means I'll probably end up with like 2 medium cargo containers or something. But it'll be something that is reminiscent of this design. So anyway, this episode's gone much longer than I was expecting it to. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you are new to the channel, haven't done so already, or just really want to go that extra mile, hit the subscribe, click it, hit it, whatever, you know, we'll figure out something. Oh, yeah, it's a little after midnight my time, so I'm a little punch drunk this evening. Anyway, we're ready to get out of here. I hope, like I said, I hope you all enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun hanging out with you. It's always fun to bring these types of mods back out and show you just what's going on and how much, you know, they do change the gameplay. And they do make it does add an additional level of functionality to the game, because now you don't have to actually go out and do all your mining manually. You can build these things, let them do the work for you while you're going off and doing other things. Anyway, like I said, I had a lot of fun hanging out. Hopefully you did. If you did, you know the drill. And on that note, I am going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend, and we will see you back here on Monday for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Oh, so much more to do. So we need to break that thing down. I'm probably going to break that one down too. I may keep that one. I don't know. We'll get the rest of the base finished too.